own this joint. I'm Carlos. I'm king of Durango. I'm councilman, alderman, fireman, policeman, and sometimes when necessary, I am the Undertaker.
Who died and made you king of Mexico?
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Hey, can we get down to business?
Yeah, we need a room.
Okay, so I'm watching Three from Hell. Oh my god, I can't believe it's not almost over. Okay, so I'm not entirely unfamiliar with Rob Zombie's original franchise. I have seen House of a Thousand Corpses at one point. I think it was a long time ago when I was in high school. Like, some stupid friend of mine made me watch it. It was a piece of crap. And then I think a little later down the road, I seen The Devil's Rejects. Like, I caught some of it on cable, I think. Point of that story is I don't remember hardly anything about either of them. I know House of a Thousand Corpses was trying to be more of a straight up horror movie, I think. Like, it actually had monsters and stuff in it, if I remember right. And Devil's Rejects was just like sort of like a maniac rampage movie, try to be shocking. Like, the only thing I can really remember from those movies really vividly is Sherry Moon Zombie. She's hot as fuck. I mean, Rob Zombie, I'll tell you what, he can't direct a movie to save his life, but he knew how to pick the women. She's a good looking girl. Yeah, but now I'm watching Three from Hell. And it's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but it's very forgettable. I'm not going to remember this movie like a couple weeks from now. I'll probably forget I watched it, and it just sucks. Like, I could tell you right now, I could name off 5 of Rob Zombie's favorite movies ever. It's not difficult. He's like a little fanboy who, like, he knows what he likes. He probably has decent taste in movies, from what I can tell. I could tell he's a fan of Halloween. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, obviously, that's the big one. But I don't think his brain understands why those movies work so well. His movies are really bland, forgettable, and honestly, like, I think at one point in time they were meant to be shocking. They're not shocking anymore, if they ever were. Maybe Devil's Rejects like freaked some people out back in the day, if it was in theaters, like regular normies. But, you know, there's so much other better, far superior shit out now, like the Terrifier movies. 2 specifically. It's exploitation, but done expertly. There's a method to the madness. Like that movie is meant to be shocking, and it, for most people, it's probably horrifying. But it's also telling a story, and it's really well made. Terrifier 2. I'm not going to talk about the original Terrifier. That's a whole different thing. But Terrifier 2, one of the greatest horror films of the 21st century, slasher films specifically. The thing that Rob Zombie's films don't have is there's no style. I mean, he's emulating a style. It doesn't have its own style. And like I said, he's like a little kid trying to emulate these movies that he loved from the 70s, 80s, whatever. Doesn't understand why they worked. And he has no style of his own, no idea what he's doing. He just knows how to film his hot wife shaking her ass. And I don't hate that part, but you know, yeah, this movie, it has no real identity. I don't know what to think of it. I can't tell you if these characters have changed or grown any since the last movies because I don't remember them. They're kind of boring. Sid Haig, his scene was memorable. He has one scene in the movie, but it's not what you would think. It's because he was clearly dying while they were filming the movie, and he wanted to shoot a scene, I guess. So that stood out. Um, he was clearly very sick, but this guy, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. He was in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I think Chop Top was his character's name in that movie. I can remember a character's movie from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 because that movie is actually good. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is awesome. Not as good as the original, obviously, but it was fuck good ass sequel. Um, and then there's a new guy who I'm pretty sure was not in the last two movies, and he's a character actor. I've seen him in some other stuff. He seems like he's bored. Uh, all these actors seem like they're bored except Sherry Moon Zombie, and I don't mind her. I like Sherry Moon Zombie. Um, Obviously easy on the eyes. I'll tell you what, she would have been a really good Harley Quinn back in the day. I think now she's probably a little too old for it, but back in the day, she would have been the best Harley Quinn, better than Margot Robbie by far. Anyways, this movie, it's very mediocre. I'm not gonna say it's terrible, but there's just nothing about it that is holding my attention. I'm struggling to pay attention to it. Um, so like 4 or 5 out of 10, I guess. Yeah, it's just boring. That's it.